This is a test of the emergency broadcast system. This is only a test.
An amazing discovery in the waters off the northern coast of Taiwan. An enormous deep-sea oar fish was spotted by divers. The creature's over 6 feet long. It was dotted with what appear to be giant bite marks. Now, the oar fish is known as a messenger from the sea god's palace. It's gained a reputation as a doomsday harbinger of sorts. Local legend claims the oar fish appears just before natural disasters like tsunamis or earthquakes.
Can you say mosasaurus, the enormous reptile scourge of the prehistoric seas? A nightmare-rendering apex predator capable of reaching lengths of over 60 feet. Good evening. I am Philip, and this is another thrilling short from the crew over at the Dragonstorm Ancient Myths channel. So I know what you're thinking. Why is that kooky Philip asking about some ancient lizard? Isn't this clip about the recent rash of oarfish appearances? Well, you, my friend, are partially correct. You see, the guys over at DS Myth are postulating that not only are the oarfish appearing, rising from the deep sea where they are usually found, but they are doing so because they are fleeing something. The team are taking it one step further, having noted the puncture marks on one of the initial story specimens. Anthony was able to build a bite mark pattern scale model from the existing fossil record of a mosasaurus, and quite simply produce a transparent overlay of the apex predator's dental track marks, and superimpose this image over the puncture marks on the oar fish. And lo and behold, a perfect match. The prospect is chilling, and formulates so many further questions I wouldn't even know where to begin. Thank goodness that's not my job. I get to introduce the concept and, like you, sit back and enjoy the presentation. And like so many of the topics the DS Myth team has been addressing over the past months, the implication of these findings are life-changing for mankind. Oh yes, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention the chilling story which the boys have tied together with the Oar Fish reports, always looking for connections and contributions to bolster or defeat a theory or a hypothesis, a completely separate and seemingly unconnected tale of a tagged great white shark. Seeing as how there is a segment included here, I will just give you the in a nutshell version. Here goes. To our left, a hefty shark of the great white persuasion, identified and fitted with a computerized tag for long-term study. An apex predator in its own right. Several months after its tagging, the device washes ashore and is returned to the scientists who placed it. What comes next is right out of a Michael Crichton novel. The data reveals that on Christmas Eve the shark plummeted 1,800 feet in the blink of an eye, down the side of the continental shelf. An awesome feat in its own right. It is, however, the next data set which sends shivers down my spine and supports my recently instituted anti-ocean swimming rule. As the shark fired like a torpedo into the midnight depths, its body temperature, or moreover the temperature surrounding the tag, shot up from 50 degrees to the high 70s. This change occurred much like the descent in an instant. So what does this mean? Why does that scare the scientific community? And poor Philip for that matter. I suppose those of you with a healthy imagination may have caught it. For those of us who need a little extra push, the only way that tag could have increased in temperature so fast and so completely would be in the belly of some monstrous beast. A predator of such size and power that it can pick off a great white shark, fire it down into the cold depths, and scoff it down whole. And that, my friends, is where the mosasaurus comes into play. Okay then, connections made, your appetite piqued. I leave you to ruminate on these visions a bit. Enjoy the short, and rest assured this will be a subtopic on the next full-length show. So until then, this is Philip signing off. Pleasant dreams.
But in March of 2019, an unusual incident took place when a local fisherman hooked a 550-pound mako shark on his line. As he hauled it into his boat, the only thing left was a severed head. The rest of the massive shark's body had apparently been devoured by an even larger and unidentified ocean predator. What animal could be so large and so ferocious that it literally ripped a shark to shreds? An extraordinary theory emerged. Is it possible that this violent encounter was the work of a real-life sea monster?
Something about sharks too. I mean, they're, to me, one of the most terrifying things in comparison to what they are. It's just you're throwing yourself into the world of a super predator.
Joe Rogan once said, "The ocean is wild, man. You don't know what's down there." And he's right. Some things in the deep sea have no explanation. In 2003, scientists tagged a great white shark. Months later, the tag was found, but the shark was missing. What happened left experts speechless.
The kind of uncomfortable notion of what is it?
The data told a chilling story. Something pulled the shark deep, something warm, something big.
It's alarming to think that there could be a giant sea monster lurking in the deep that can swallow a great white shark whole.
Could it be a sea monster? A predator we've never seen? Or something far worse? Today we explore one of the ocean's most terrifying mysteries. The truth might change everything. The vanishing of a great white. In 2003, researchers tagged a 9-foot female great white shark off the coast of Australia.
This is all part of a research project that Todd Battis had the chance to join on an earlier mission in search of great whites in the Atlantic Ocean.
She was strong, fast, and at the top of the food chain. The goal was simple: track her movements and learn more about her habits. For 4 months, everything seemed normal. The shark swam along the coast, hunting and traveling like any other predator. Then, without warning, she disappeared. Months later, her tag washed up on a beach but was gone. There was no body, no remains, no sign of a struggle. Just the tag, carrying data that made no sense. The readings showed something terrifying. The shark had been swimming usually, then suddenly plunged nearly 2,000 feet. This was not a slow descent. It happened fast, as if something had dragged her down instantly. Then, the temperature spiked. From the cold ocean waters, it shot up to 78 degrees, far warmer than anything in her environment. The tag stayed at that temperature for 8 days before surfacing. This wasn't a simple accident. The shark hadn't drowned or been injured. She had been eaten, whole. But by what? What could take down a 9-foot apex predator so easily? Scientists searched for answers, but what they found only deepened the mystery. Some believed it was another great white, far more significant than the missing one. Others suggested an unknown predator lurking in the deep. The data pointed to something big, powerful, and warm-blooded. The ocean is dangerous, but few creatures can overpower a great white so quickly. Whatever did this was unlike anything scientists had seen before. The case remains one of the most mysterious shark disappearances in history. The science behind the tag data. Shark tags are like black boxes for the ocean. They track movement, depth, and temperature. Scientists use them to study where sharks go and how they hunt. These devices are rigid. They're built to survive in extreme conditions. The tag on the missing great white was no different. When it washed up, it still held data. What it revealed was shocking. The shark didn't just disappear. It was pulled deep, 1,902 feet below the surface. That's far deeper than great whites usually swim. Then, the temperature suddenly spiked. From 46 degrees, ocean cold, to 78 degrees, body heat. This meant only one thing. The shark was inside something alive. But what? Great whites don't warm up like that. They stay close to the temperature of the water. Even if a shark dove deep, its body wouldn't heat up like this. The only explanation? It had been swallowed whole. The tag recorded this heat for 8 days before it resurfaced. This rules out simple accidents. The shark wasn't caught in fishing gear, injured and sinking. It didn't die of natural causes. Something alive took it down. Scientists compared the temperature data to known predators. Most deep-sea creatures are cold-blooded, and their bodies match the freezing depths. That includes giant squid and most deep-dwelling fish. But this predator had a warm body which narrowed the list. Only a few creatures fit. Another much more significant great white? A massive unknown predator? Both possibilities are terrifying. The way it happened is also strange. Great whites fight, but they don't usually eat each other whole. Even the biggest ones bite in pieces, not in one gulp. And if another shark was responsible, how big would it be? The tag tells us this wasn't a regular event. It was fast, deep, and something new. Whatever took this shark had power far beyond what we understand. And that's what makes this case so disturbing. Now first, like always, be sure to hit the like button down below. It helps us out tremendously with the reach of this video. Thank you. The leading theory, a giant cannibal shark. Scientists believe the most likely culprit is another great white, not just any shark. It is a massive, super-sized predator, far more significant than the missing one. Shark-on-shark attacks happen. Great whites are opportunistic hunters. They fight over food, territory, and dominance. Some bite smaller sharks, but swallowing one whole is almost unheard of. That's what makes this case so strange. To eat a 9-foot shark in one bite, the predator had to be at least 16 feet long, maybe more. That's the size of Deep Blue, the most prominent great white ever recorded. These giants exist, but they are rare. And they don't usually eat each other like this. Why would a great white do this? Experts have theories. One possibility is extreme hunger. If food was scarce, an enormous shark might see a smaller one as an easy meal. Great whites are top predators, but even they struggle to find food sometimes. A hungry, massive shark might break the usual rules. Another theory is territorial aggression. Some great whites defend their hunting grounds. If the more enormous shark saw the smaller one as competition, it may have attacked with lethal force. In a rare case, that could mean swallowing it whole. There's also a chance this was an older, more aggressive shark. As great whites age, their hunting behavior changes. Some take more significant risks. A giant dominant shark might not think twice about eating a rival. But here's where the mystery deepens. No one has ever filmed a great white swallowing another whole. They might bite chunks off dead sharks, but this was different. The missing shark was alive when it was attacked. It didn't struggle. It vanished fast. Could this be an unknown behavior? Are some great whites far more aggressive than we realize? Or is a super predator lurking in the deep, one bigger and deadlier than any we've seen? The idea of a giant rogue great white is terrifying. If it's real, it means the ocean hides a predator beyond our understanding. Scientists are still searching for answers. Until they find one, this remains one of the most chilling shark mysteries ever recorded. Alternative theories. What else could have done it? What else could have done this if a giant shark wasn't responsible? Scientists have explored other possibilities. Some are unlikely, while others are even scarier. 1. A killer whale, orca. Orcas are shark killers. They hunt great whites, rip out their livers, and leave the rest behind. In South Africa, orcas have been caught on camera attacking sharks. They flip them upside down, paralyzing them before taking what they need. But there's a problem with this theory. Orcas don't swallow sharks whole. They hunt in packs and eat only certain parts. The missing great white completely vanished except for the tag. If orcas were responsible, there would have been leftovers. 2. A giant squid. Deep in the ocean, giant squid lurks. Some grow over 40 feet long. They battle sperm whales and have enough strength to kill large animals. Scientists have even found squid sucker marks on great whites, proving that fights happen. But a squid attack doesn't match the evidence. Squids are cold-blooded. And the temperature data from the tag showed a warm-bodied predator. Also, squids pull prey apart instead of swallowing them whole. That means a squid couldn't have taken the shark in one gulp. 3. An unknown predator. Could there be something profound in the water we haven't discovered? The ocean is 95% unexplored, and new species are discovered every year. Some believe a massive undiscovered predator could lurk in the depths. The megalodon, a 60-foot shark, ruled the seas in prehistoric times. It's extinct, but could a distant relative still exist? No proof has been found, but the idea haunts scientists and ocean explorers. 4. A deep-sea disaster. Another theory is that the shark wasn't eaten at all. Instead, deep-sea pressure could have dragged it into an underwater cave, trapped it, or crushed it. But this doesn't explain the warm temperature reading, which suggests it was inside a living creature. So, what really happened? The truth is still unknown. Whether it was a massive shark, an undiscovered monster, or something even stranger, one thing is sure: the ocean is still full of secrets. How this case changed. Shark research. The 2003 shark mystery shook the scientific world. It was one of the first times tag data showed a great white being swallowed whole, and researchers had never seen anything like it. After this case, shark tagging became more advanced. Scientists wanted better data to track predator behavior, so they started using longer-lasting tags with real-time tracking. These tags could send alerts if something unusual happened, helping researchers study attacks at the moment. The case also raised new questions about great whites. Could they be more aggressive than we thought? Do some grow much bigger than recorded? It made experts rethink how great whites interact in the wild. It also changed deep-sea exploration. Scientists began looking at what else could be lurking below. This mystery sparked interest in undiscovered predators and how the ocean's food chain really works. Today, researchers are still searching for answers. Every year, they tag more great whites to see if another case like this happens again. But in 20 years, nothing quite like the 2003 event has been re-recorded. The ocean holds many secrets. This case proved that we still don't know everything about the world's most powerful predators. The 2003 shark mystery remains unsolved. A 9-foot great white vanished, pulled deep into the ocean, swallowed whole by something more significant. The tag told a terrifying story, but no one knows the whole truth. Was it a giant cannibal shark? An undiscovered predator? Something beyond what we understand? Scientists still don't have all the answers. This case changed how we study sharks in the deep sea. It proved there's still so much we don't know. The ocean is vast, powerful, and full of secrets. Maybe one day we'll discover what indeed lurks in the depths. Until then, the mystery remains.